The hidden reason Switzerland is so unbelievably rich. Ask anyone why Switzerland is so insanely rich, and they'll give you the exact same answer. Nazi gold, shady banking secrecy, and offshore accounts. The myth. And to be fair, for decades, Swiss banks did act as a black hole for the world's secret money. But here's the thing. Banking secrecy officially ended years ago. Offshore money accounts for less than 10% of Swiss GDP today. Yet the average Swiss worker still earns nearly double their German or French neighbors. Switzerland has almost no natural resources, no oil, no gold mines, no access to the sea, and barely any land flat enough to farm. So how did a tiny, landlocked nation in the middle of Europe become the undisputed capital of global wealth? The real reason isn't hidden in a vault, it's built into their entire economic system. The real Swiss formula. If you're a country without oil or massive coastlines for shipping, how do you compete in global trade? Most countries try to make things cheaper. Switzerland did the exact opposite. They made things so ridiculously good that price didn't matter. Because the Swiss franc is historically one of the strongest currencies in the world, exporting cheap products is impossible. A basic plastic toy made in Switzerland would cost 3 times what it costs in Asia. So, Swiss companies were forced to innovate or die. They abandoned low-margin goods completely and doubled down on ultra-high-margin industries. Pharmaceuticals, giant companies like Roche and Novartis turned cheap chemical compounds into high-value, life-saving drugs worth billions. Precision engineering. They don't just make watches. They make the ultra-precise surgical tools and micro-robotics that power factories across the world. Innovate or die when your entire industrial base only makes things that nobody else can make. You get to set the price. Neutrality as an economic cheat code. Between 1914 and 1945, Europe ripped itself apart twice. World War I and World War II obliterated the infrastructure, factories, power grids, and young workforce of almost every major European power. Germany, France, and Britain had to spend decades and trillions of dollars just rebuilding from scratch. Switzerland, however, stayed neutral. While the rest of the continent was burning, Swiss factories kept humming. Their bridges weren't bombed, their rail lines stayed intact. Their businesses never stopped compounding interest, upgrading machinery, or expanding supply chains. Neutrality wasn't just a moral or military policy, it was a 100-year economic head start. The secret weapon: 16-year-old apprentices. In most Western countries, the path to success is beaten into your head from age 5. Go to university, get a degree, or fail. Switzerland doesn't work like that. Around age 16, roughly 70% of Swiss teenagers choose not to go straight to a university. Instead, they enter the dual vocational system. They spend 3 days a week working paid jobs at real engineering firms, software companies, or labs, and 2 days in class. By the time a Swiss youth turns 20, they don't have $50,000 in student debt. They have 4 years of real-world work experience, 0 debt, and a high-paying skill. This creates one of the lowest youth unemployment rates on Earth and keeps Swiss industries packed with hyper-skilled labor. Radical decentralization, tax wars. Finally, there's the way the country is governed. Switzerland isn't really run by a president in a capital city. It's split into 26 cantons, basically mini-states that act like independent mini-countries. Each canton sets its own local income tax rates, business taxes, and regulations. What happens when 26 neighboring regions compete for rich residents and businesses? A tax war. If Canton A raises taxes too high or wastes public money, citizens and companies literally pack up and move 15 minutes down the road to Canton B. Combine that with direct democracy, where regular citizens regularly vote on actual laws and spending budgets via referendums, and government waste becomes nearly impossible. The public literally holds the checkbook. Banking secrecy gave Switzerland a head start in attracting foreign wealth, no doubt about it. But secrecy didn't build their pharma empires. It didn't train their young workforce, and it didn't protect their infrastructure. Switzerland isn't rich because of a secret bank account. It's rich because it built an economy designed around precision, continuous competition, and political stability that outlasted every war around it. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button, subscribe for more breakdowns, and drop a comment below. Would a vocational apprenticeship model work in your country? See you in the next video.